Sickos Club.
Sickos Club.
Hello, friends, my peg pals, my little peggy pegs. Welcome to The Hard Way. I'm Brett Michelle, and with me, as always, is my widow buddy, Wade.
Hi,
Blade.
Hi, Brett.
Question for you, Blade.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on summer?
I'm for it.
Yeah.
Mildly for it. I live in an elevated apartment, so I'm not super for it, but I'm.
What the hell?
for
What
it.
does that mean? I don't know what
It
that
means
means.
that heat travels up, Brett. So, like, even if it's just a little warm outside, it's scorching hot in my apartment.
Yeah, but you don't get sun up there. You're like where it's like nothing but rain, right?
I bought patio furniture for some reason, and the minute it got here, there was no sun for like a week.
Yeah, I know. It's why I could never live in the what is it? PNW?
Yeah, PNW. Get with it.
Yeah, I could never. There's too much rain. Like, I get why Kurt shot himself. Like, you know?
Whoa,
I get it.
I think it was about more than that, to be honest with you.
I think it was literally just the rain.
It's actually not the rain. It's the gray. It's the gray.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't rain here that much. People, that's a misnomer.
I get seasonal affective disorder. I get
Me
the
too.
sack. Like, when I wake up and it's gray outside, I'm depressed. Today, we're going to be talking about the 13th annual WWF, because it hadn't gotten the F out yet, Summerslam. Nope. That took place on August 27th, 2000, the year of our Lord, from the listen to the name of this arena, the Rally Entertainment and Sports Arena.
Yes.
This was before cool names.
Yeah, well, this was before corporate branding took over every single. I'm sure it's the crypto Trump ballsucker arena now.
You know, so the Chargers, like the stadium that they played at, you know, here forever, and the Padres, it was Jack Murphy Stadium, and then it became Qualcomm Stadium. But if you were legit, you still called it the Murph.
Right. Well, like we called Safeco Field the Safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's T-Mobile Stadium. But,
it's all, you know, what is it with arenas and like cell phone carriers, you know? Because we got another one here where the SDSU plays, the Aztecs, and it's Snapdragon Stadium, which is like processor chips or whatever.
Oh, weird.
It's like the department. Microprocessors.
Microprocessor, Southie Corps.
We have the technology. I love that movie. Alec Baldwin cracks me up in that movie.
That's a really good movie. The Departed.
When they're like, remember when they're doing like the spy shit? You know, they got all the technology, the cameras and whatnot, and he's like Patriot X, and he goes afterwards. He goes up to fucking Matt Damon or whatever, and he's like, God, I'm gonna have a cigarette. You want to have a cigarette? No, you're one of them health freaks, aren't you? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. That was Alec Baldwin starting to get
marriage
more
is
comedic.
good. Marriage is good. Lets people know you're not a homo.
Oh God, Boston. You.
What's the matter? Don't know any Shakespeare?
You problematic, Boston. Southie Corps.
Yeah,
Southie Corps.
I'm originally from New England. You know.
I know.
So, not Boston.
New Hampshire?
Connecticut. Yeah.
Okay, Connecticut.
Not Stanford. I was see, that's like the rich part, like where WWF was from. They're from like the northern kind of like richy rich area, like the south. You know what people think of when they think of Connecticut?
Yeah. You're from the slums of Connecticut.
Yeah, I lived in a city called Groton, which is like the southeast of Connecticut. It's
like the Philly. Philly of Connecticut.
It's like if you've like heard of New England, or like, you know, Mystic Pizza, like the movie Mystic Pizza, like the city Mystic. Like I was in that area, and it's basically like, it's kind of just like industrial-ish, like Groton, where I was from. It was like an industrial kind of town, but like what an industrial town looked like in like the 70s. So there like was not much there except for like a big submarine base, and that's where like everybody worked was like on the base, like doing maintenance and shit and like labor.
In a cold and gray grotten morning, another baby child is born.
In the ghetto.
In the ghetto.
Well, anyway, in attendance were 18,128 screaming yeehaws.
They were yeehawing.
They were yeehawing. I want to say, so one of my favorite things from like this era of pro wrestling is they would always open on the crowd, and just neon colored signs, all, the hullabaloo. But like, I loved the big cutout like signs where it was just like the letter R, the letter O, the letter C, K, or whatever. Or like big in this time was the drawing wrestlers as South Park characters.
Yes.
Like there's a really big one of Y2J later in this.
As Bubbles.
I just remember like being a kid and like when I first like learned what the internet was, and spending hours, like all night, just sitting on like a goddamn random GeoCities website where it's just random pictures of like celebrities and fictional characters redone as South Park characters.
Right.
Like not even video, no music, not just pictures of other people as South Park characters. That was entertainment.
It was a lot of fun. The GeoCities back in the day, man. That's where I made my first ever website for my band. And the GeoCities, that there was so many wrestling fan sites in the GeoCities.
The first website I ever made, and I don't even think it was like live because I didn't know how to like do that. But it was literally just a web page that had like 3 pictures of the Dudley Boys on it. And it just said Team 3D.
Nice to see.
That was
scrolling through the internet is like in a cold and gray GeoCities morning, the baby side is born
in the ghetto. All right, are you ready to talk about SummerSlam 2000?
No, but we're gonna. Let's do it.
All right. So we open with some of that classic WWF cinema.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Which is for some reason classy, Freddie Blassie, and like a rundown like old folks asylum or something. It's like a psych ward. I don't know. He's watching clips of like WWF, the stories leading up to the show,
shaking his head disapprovingly.
They're playing. What is the name of that?
Well, it's like classic opera of some type.
It's like the like something like that,
Yeah.
And he's like just maniacally laughing while watching the TV. There's like random babushkas like littered throughout this like rundown psych ward. Like,
you want to win me over? I just add a babushka.
Like I don't understand. Like they did these like so much back then where it was like some classical music and they tried to make it look like this big epic like thing, and it just, oh God, it was very cheesy. It was very bad.
It was very like trying
it was
to
very year 2000.
Yeah, they were trying to milk the drama out of the soap opera of wrestling. And It's interesting, Brett, because watching this now, having watched, after we watched Barely Legal, I got really into watching ECW. And so I've been watching a lot of ECW. And what I realized watching this show is WWE just became ECW. Like they took it over, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The very lucha libre style, super soap opera-esque, triple A like style storylines. That is what Hunter and Stephanie and Kurt and all that stuff is.
Yeah.
And that's more important than like titles. It's more important than it's like these characters. And I grew up watching people win the world title and stuff. That was like my thing. Yeah. I really liked that. And I remember feeling very conflicted during this time, the first time around. Although still finding many things to enjoy. but I still cared about the titles, and it was so obvious WWE did not. Like, just, if you held the belt for a month, that was a good title reign. Like, a lot of people didn't. The Rock, in this instance, has held the title since the last 2000 pay-per-view we reviewed, Backlash, to SummerSlam, which is like the equivalent of holding it for 3 years now.
Yeah. But I will say, I think because this was like the era of pro wrestling that I like cut my teeth in.
Of course.
As a fan, like, I think that's why now I'm someone who loves story in wrestling,
Of course.
Like, as I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate more, like the Japanese style of pro wrestling. I've grown to love it all and appreciate all of it, and now I do love what I love so much about AEW is I do feel like they're the perfect soup of all of it, and with all the bullshit that's going on in our country right now over like who belongs here, what does it mean to be an American, and blah blah blah, all that bullshit. Like, I've always been someone who, I think like all of us, loved the idea of what this country is supposed to be. We're supposed to be a place where it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what God you pray to, or if you don't. It doesn't matter who you love, who you sleep with. None of that matters. What matters is if you want to have a good life and you want to work hard and you want to achieve, like, you can do that here, and we're finding out how bullshit that is. But that's kind of what I love about AEW. They are the American company that just takes the best of everything and just puts it through that American style lens of professional wrestling. And like, for my money, it's the best wrestling out there.
Well, absolutely. And I'm not against the kind of melodrama over the top stuff either. Like, this is the beginning and the kind of tolerable elements of the McMahon Helmsley era.
Yeah.
Kind of
this was too. I think you got to hand it to this too. The story, like, pushing more into story than what the title is and whatnot. Like, we got to admit that's what brought wrestling to the mainstream, and 100%, made it.
100%. Like, I think, and WWF always did that. Like, it wasn't like new. There was just alternatives. Like, so I watched WCW, which was more focused on, they still told stories, you know what I mean? It's just the stories were like more related to the wrestling. And it was more like how earlier AEW was, where it was more focused on like the story being told of the match, rather. And they were like sporting rivalries and stuff. And then AEW eventually realized that's kind of too subtle for the modern American audience, and they've gotten to where they know how to build feuds that feel personal, but and there's lines that get crossed, and there's no coming back from this kind of stuff. They know how to build that drama without going super over the top. And this show, what I would say for WWF, whatever, is
this show is mostly story.
It's mostly story, but they're not all the same story, and it's not. No, they haven't homogenized their product to the point where everything feels the same.
Right.
And I think, we talk about fascism in our government, which is certainly we should be talking about. We should be pile driving that shit. By the way, go to sickosclub.com/merch and buy yourself a pile drive fascism shirt. I wore one to the No Kings protest this weekend and had people celebrating it with me, constantly taking pictures with me, telling me how awesome it was. We're going to donate the profits from it to something.
Because we are not trying to make a profit off of this.
That's correct. But we are trying to get you to wear one of these because we got a pile drive fascism, baby. But what I was saying is, I think WWE has found itself in like a creative fascism for a very long time, where it's like there is one way that things get done and everything is done that way.
Well, look at their like business model. Destroy the competition and make it so you're the only arbiter of what is good. That's fascism.
And that's right.
In the corporate world, we call it a monopoly, but it basically is just corporate fascism.
Right. It's corporate fascism. But I would also say that's why WWE finds people like Tony Khan so threatening, is because he had the money to withstand whatever they did to him and last and kind of disprove a lot of their stuff. So now they're trying to run in Mexico and they're trying to form these strategic alliances as they've watched Tony do it. You know, they're running around playing like pick me with TNA, you know, like whatever. Okay. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this show, which emanated from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yep. Home of the Hardys.
Home of the Hardys, featuring
probably a race car.
Probably a race. I mean, many.
There's probably a famous race car from there. You know, they probably named it.
Yeah. Right. They probably had a WWF racing team at this point, you know.
How many people from the South do you think are named Dale?
A very large number. Like less now. I don't think it's Dale anymore, but like.
Well, we opened the show right off the bat with some blaring sirens and the Dork Squad right to censor. We got Steven Richards, the recently switched over Good Father, and the other one.
Bull Buchanan.
A-Cab.
A-Cab.
And they are going to be taking on the team of Scotty Too Hottie, Grandmaster Sexay, and Rikishi. Mm-hmm. Too cool.
Mm-hmm. And they were too cool, baby.
They were. Well, they came out. So Stevie Richards, they get in a ring, and Stevie Richards starts talking about how he thought in the Bible Belt they would be more on his side.
About censorship.
Yeah. About censorship. They are now.
They are now. And they were then.
Holy shit. The right to censor is basically just MAGA.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They would like you to hide your shame.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, Too Cool comes out, and they've got two of the Good Father's former hoes, one of them being Victoria.
Looking damn fine. Holy shit.
Yeah, and so I mean, this wasn't a super. I mean, none of the matches on this card were that long, really. A lot of these were quick little heater matches.
This was a fun warm up match for the crowd to just get into it. This is Stevie Richards' last real chance at any kind of genuine stardom. And I think they actually planned for this gimmick to be a lot bigger than it got. Because the video game that came out the next year, like in the story mode, he's the main villain. Like, I think they had big plans for this, for the right to censor.
Well, I mean, they were kind of a staple on WWF television this whole year, you know? Like, I can't tell you how much I fucking hated them as a kid. Like, they made me. I mean, it's good. That means they were doing their job, you know?
No, they were doing their job.
Oh my God. Every time I heard that siren, I just wanted to throw my fucking television.
The funniest thing about the right to censor is the Good Father. Okay. That was such a funny thing to switch him to.
It was.
Like he has this crisis of like morality.
You know which one was good too? It kind of in the same vein was when the Big Valboski went over to right to censor too.
Like all of these kind of thing. All of these like, you know, hedonistic characters like become like super
hedonistic. That's a $1 million word there, Blade.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bing bang boom in the ghetto. Anyway, fun match. Victoria, being a wrestler in WWF, Victoria, who Lisa Marie Varon.
I know we said this in the last one we did that he wrestled in, but man, Scotty Too Hottie was great in the ring.
He is so good.
He was so much smoother than I remember, like as a kid.
Yep.
Even Grandmaster had some great spots in this match.
Grandmaster Sexy is a good worker. He is he was always a good worker.
Everyone in this match was very on.
Yeah, even Rikishi's pretty good in this match. Like, He was always a good worker, but like he just could never find a gimmick that could catch fire until he was Rikishi, which is the weirdest. Like he's literally what Yokozuna just couldn't say. He's a Samoan Yokozuna who just has a gigantic ass, humongous ass. Like the rest of him didn't grow, but his ass continued to grow.
Oh, with the yellow shades.
Yeah, I also found it interesting that they called this Too Cool with Rikishi.
Well, because he hadn't been a full-fledged member yet.
Okay.
I forget why, but this was when he had just kind of started like teaming up with them.
Yeah. There is some troubling elements of this. Goodfather grabs both his former ladies of the certain persuasion by the hair and throws them to the ground at one point, which not my favorite thing.
No. We respect sex workers on this show.
We respect sex workers. And also...
Speaking of which, my only fan... No, I'm just kidding.
That's next episode.
No.
But they do get their comeuppance against the Goodfather later, Victoria.
They do.
Does get a good shot. She throws him back in the ring at one point when he tries to run away.
There was a really fun spot at the end of this match where Rikishi whips all three members of the RTC into the corner, so they're all stacked up on each other. And then he gets Scotty Too Hottie, gives him a little slap on the ass, and sends him to the corner to hit up, one of the guys falls. Does the same thing with Grandmaster Sexay, gives him a little pat on the ass, sends him to the corner. And then Rikishi goes and hits him in the corner.
Yeah, so they're diving ass first into the guys in the corner. Yeah. So Scotty hits all three guys in the corner. Then Scotty moves, and one of the guys in the corner moves, and then it's Grandmaster Sexay, does the same thing. Then another guy in the corner moves. Then it's just Stevie Richards left, and Rikishi hits him. Very funny stuff. Very amusing.
This pay-per-view had a lot of ass slapping. WWF in the Attitude Era had a lot of spanking.
A lot of
spanking. There was a lot of spanking.
A lot of butts. A lot of butts. Billy Gunn is a character centered around his ass. That is literally his gimmick.
I love Billy. There was no Billy on this pay-per-view.
No Billy. We're gonna get deeper into the no Billy in the next match, but
yeah, this was like right. He was gonna, and then he comes back as the one Billy Gunn because they were gonna try to do his singles run. Hey, that theme song was dope though. His one
Billy Gunn.
I got it all.
Oh God,
I got it all.
Oh, please stop. Okay, we're talking about.
He had the new finisher. He had the new finisher. Remember what was it called?
I can't even say his name. If I say his name, we go off on a Billy Gunn divergence. We're talking about
what was his other finisher called?
Right to Censor and Too Cool. That's what we're talking about, Brett. Was it the Famouser?
Not the Famouser. The one and only.
What the fuck was that?
That was when he basically got in like a sleeper hold and then picked you up and slammed you.
Oh, that sucked.
What was it called? What's the real name of that?
Like a sleeper driver. I don't know.
Let me see.
Now Brett's on her phone. This is just great. This is the kind of quality show review that you pay $0 for. So you are not getting ripped off right now.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically like a sleeper hold slam, a sleeper bomb. I don't know.
Sleeper bomb. There you go.
Sleeper bomb.
Kind of like, with the one and only.
Well, I mean, that's what they call fucking. The Bubba bomb when he.
My God, we got to talk about that Bubba bomb later. But
we will.
Speaking of bombs, our review of this match is kind of a bomb. So we're
well, Stevie Richards anyway. Scotty Too Hottie ends up trying to go for the worm in the end. Gets a Stevie kick in the face. Stevie Richards gets the pin.
It's a great way to get some heat on the heels to start
the show.
But give everybody kind of what they wanted except the worm. And I will say, I totally agree with you. I actually like Scotty 2 Hotty the more I see him. The more I'm like, even the character, like Scott Taylor did a really good job in this.
He did. I mean, it was good too because he had, like for me, it's about when I was a kid, it was the little things that stood out from wrestlers that like I was into,
Yep.
Like with Scotty 2 Hotty, he had the bucket hat that he cut the top out of, so the hair stuck up through
spikes
it. Like
stuck. Yeah.
Yeah, he had he had his things, he had the worm that like stood out, because I think in this era, this is when we started as a society becoming like you just got to catch my attention,
And Scotty 2 Hotty's the one who changed the world in that way, where he was like, basically wrestlers just had to be like Scotty 2 Hotty. And that's how he became the world champion later. And
I mean, between him and The Rock, the worm and the people's elbow are essentially the same move.
They are the same move. The worm is the beginning of the downfall of the Attitude Era, in my opinion, honestly. As much as I do enjoy Scotty 2 Hotty, all of a sudden, like, so many people had some dumb version of the people's elbow that didn't really. And I had no problem with the worm until he started pinning people with it. Like, he pinned a few people with the worm, and it should not have pinned anyone.
Well, that's a chop right to the throat, dude.
It's like the top of their head. It barely.
Okay. Well, whatever.
It's a nothing move.
They lost,
rightfully so, for doing the stupid fucking worm. And Stevie Richards didn't let him do the worm, so I became a bigger Right to Censor fan as a result.
Oh well. Well, after this match, we get the arrival of one Kurt Angle, who the big story kind of hanging over the whole night is basically Kurt Angle's a fuckboy, and Triple H is mad because he thinks Steph is cheating on him with Kurt Angle.
Steph had hit her head in a match.
Because Kurt, she hit her head in a match, and Kurt came to the rescue, and they had that little thing backstage where Kurt essentially, in his best fuckboy, I hope you're okay. I'm so sorry. I really care about you. I hope you're okay. Now I'm going to take advantage of you.
Yeah. In reflection, and at the time, didn't look the greatest. It looked like Kurt forced himself on Steph, but then she liked it. And that was another wrinkle to this that I didn't really like at all. And then, in true 2000 fashion,
well, I mean,
Hunter's mad at Steph.
According to Republican politicians, most women orgasm when they're
forced,
when they're assaulted because they're whores.
Fun show we're doing today.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, so next match is X-Pac versus Road Dogg. Kurt Angle's in the building, everybody. Kurt Angle, sexual assault.
Well, Coach confronts him for taking advantage of Steph.
And he
Kurt,
does say you forced yourself on her.
Yeah, and Kurt, kind of blows it off, whatever. And then right after, Stephanie arrives, and she tries to blow Coach off as well. But he lets her know, hey, Kurt's here. And she, like, okay, where is he? Which way did he go? And then, so she looks all nervous and goes the opposite way. And then we cut to Angle just right outside Steph's dressing room, kind of getting himself ready. I'm surprised he didn't get a little Banaka spray in there first.
That would have been a nice touch.
He just waltzes right into her dressing room.
It turns out when you just forcefully kiss a half unconscious person, it doesn't matter what your breath smells like. So,
oh God.
So Steph, then you see her struggling with the impulse to go towards Kurt, but she goes the opposite way, as if to say she's not interested. So Steph's trying to force herself not to be interested in Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to our next match, which is X-Pac versus Road Dogg. We are watching the very sad disillusion of
Wait.
What?
Before that,
oh shit,
we had a little clip of Shane McMahon backstage.
Oh, right.
And they're going to try to get a quick word with him, but then we see Steve Blackman walking up, and Shane gets out of Dodge.
Right. Steve is
because
like,
they got a hardcore match later.
Yeah, he's kind of like the silent killer type. Like he just shows up and doesn't say anything, and Shane just runs away from him.
And I'll admit, man, when I was a kid, I didn't get Steve Blackman. He was so boring to me. Like, he just had the fucking jogger pants on, and I didn't get it. I didn't understand what he was supposed to be, and I hated him. I thought he was so fucking boring. But now when I go back and watch it, I'm like, holy shit, Steve Blackman kind of ruled.
As a performer in a match, he was dynamic and fun to watch. As a character, he sucked.
Yeah, his character was so boring. But you know what? I get the character now as an adult. He's kind of that silent martial arts assassin.
Right.
Yeah. But he was kind of like when they tried to paint Lance Storm as the boring guy, it should have been Blackman.
Yeah, Blackman's way more boring than Lance.
He was the boring guy.
Mm. Lance had the misfortune of just being subtle in WWE during a time when subtlety still to this day, subtlety has no place in WWE, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. But Blackman, dude, his hardcore run was actually really good. He really killed it in the hardcore division here.
It was fun.
In this era.
It was fun. Speaking of fun, what could be classified as fun is this next match, X-Pac versus Road Dogg.
Yeah, it was something.
We're watching the sad disillusion of what Jim Ross called one of the greatest tag teams in WWE history.
Yeah.
That being X-Pac versus Road Dogg, obviously the very famous tag team of X-Pac and Road Dogg, not Billy Gunn and Road Dogg.
Did they say it was the one of the greatest tag teams of all time?
Yes.
Just pretending. They're just saying X-Pac is Billy Gunn now, basically.
Yeah, and when we watched Backlash 2000, they said the same thing because they were still a team on that show.
Yeah.
But they show, again, everything's got this big operatic kind of quality to it. So they kind of show.
Do you remember what happened with Billy Gunn at this time and why he was gone? I don't remember
I think he was just injured, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
And so they had shown that X-Pac and Road Dogg had been they had some miscommunications in a tag match.
Mm-hmm.
Typical breaking up a tag team kind of shit. They had wrestled each other, I guess, for the DX name a year before. They even said that during the match, and they didn't even say who won. And they're both still dressed up in DX gear, so I don't even know what the point of mentioning that was. But
yeah, that was the funny thing about this is both of them just in DX gear.
Yeah, and I do need to say, Brett, Road Dogg really sucked.
He had a good punch, and then he had the funny he would hump you when he did the pump handle.
It's corny. It is. It was at the time. Look, he was all he was an entrance and a punch and a dance. That's really it. That pump handle slam was corny as a finisher. I mean, there's so many other finishers. It's they murder you.
Yeah.
This didn't look like murder at all. But also when he starts, so Road Dogg is the baby face, X-Pac is the burgeoning heel.
Yep.
And they have a back and forth match that progressively gets more aggressive. Road Dogg goes for the pump handle where he humps you. Christian weird dudes who hump other dudes as a sign of something. I don't know what that's about. But
textbook closet case self-loather.
Yeah, absolutely.
In his own sexuality.
So here's the other thing about the Road Dogg gimmick that really throws me is
go ahead, Blake, go off.
He's basically a country guy, but he's got dreads.
Yeah.
And he wears a football jersey with the number 69 on it, right? This is Dog. And who are you? Who are you? Like he looks like a Kid Rock roadie, basically.
This was like that era where white folks started to try to appropriate like hip hop fashion and stuff. But like they just looked goofy as fuck to me, like as a kid. Like they didn't look cool. Like a lot of the wrestlers when I was a kid, like you know, like the Road Dogg in his football jersey, or like, you know, Shane McMahon in his like track pants and baseball jersey and stuff, or like even when it was like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall wearing like Tupac bandanas, I'm like, you motherfuckers don't look cool. Like you look really goofy.
Yeah, with Nash and Hall, I was more accepting of it for some reason because they were first, probably.
Yeah,
but like I knew that they were like legitimately really into rap.
Yeah,
but like Road Dogg, this dude doesn't listen to rap. Are you kidding me? So like, and also this is a killer feud for Road Dogg, by the way, because the last letter of his name
Road Dogg is if the band Florida Georgia Line was a person.
Basically. But also, got to hear me on this. Like, this was a really good feud for him because the last letter of his name is G, right? Mm-hmm. And the last letter of X-Pac's name is C. They rhyme, so he could do his little D-O-double-G versus the X to the P to the A to the C. Like, and try to sound like a rapper, kind of, but it doesn't sound like a rapper at all. It sounds like a really corny white dude.
Yeah.
And then the other thing,
which is essentially all country music now, corny white dudes playing hip hop, playing twangy hip hop.
Yeah. Vocoded rap and stuff. Yeah. It's really bad.
I forget who it was, but there was a country singer, and a quote from him that I love is country music nowadays is not country music. It's rap for white people who are scared of black people.
Yes, that's very, very true. One other point I was going to make about how terrible the Road Dogg is
oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So
sorry, dog.
He's the baby face. Okay. So he starts like kind of hulking up, making a Hulkster comeback. This match is less than 5 minutes long.
Yeah, it was a quick one. It was a quickie.
X-Pac's punching him, and Dog starts like gyrating his legs, where it looks like he's kind of line dancing or something. And it's like, dude, who are you?
That's his little juking and jiving, you know?
It's the juke jive.
Shake, rattle, and roll.
Ugh. But the end comes when Dog humps X-Pac from behind forcefully, and X-Pac kicks him in the balls, which honestly kind of deservedly so.
Hits the X Factor
and pins his ass. Then after the match, X-Pac's like, come on, Dog. We're still friends. No, you know, I'm the better man. No harm, no foul. Dog punches him or kicks him or something, and then humps him forcefully again. And hits
the pump handle.
The pump handle after briefly assaulting his former friend sexually. And then walks away to cheers.
The only note I wrote down in this is there was one spot where Road Dogg literally just kneed X-Pac in the leather Cheerio.
Yeah.
Like right in the butthole.
Yeah. Yeah, just
between
like
the cheeks.
Take this knee in that hole of yours. Yes.
That was my only note I wrote.
Yeah. Yep.
But then we get a quick little segment. Ooh. We get Eddie Guerrero and his mamacita China, and it's essentially just a whole thing of Eddie simping. That's it. It's pretty much just Eddie.
It's every mamacita skit. It's just
fawning
Eddie simping
over China.
She does look amazing at this time. Like
she does. I mean, she really did.
She is incredible looking.
But we get that because next up we have the team of Eddie and China versus Intercontinental Champion, the Big Valboski, and Trish Stratus. Now, the rules of this match are whoever gets the pin is the Intercontinental Champion, right?
Yep.
And it was a pretty fun little match. I mean, watching this back, I think Eddie's one of the few wrestlers who could make the Big Valboski look like a body guy.
Yeah, Eddie's just so much smaller than he is. Yeah,
he is. There's sometimes, man, some Eddie matches I watch back and I'm like, man, he was a little guy, wasn't he?
He was short. He's kind of petite in like his build. Like he's just not wide.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Sean Morley looks a lot bigger than him. Trish Stratus didn't know how to wrestle for shit at this time.
No,
she was just learning. Val Venus is a heel. He's kind of dropped the porn star thing, but is still Val Venus. He's a heel. Chyna becomes the Intercontinental Champion by just press slamming Trish the minute she gets into the match and pinning her.
Big old military press slam.
This is also the beginning of the end of Eddie and Chyna, because Eddie, is jealous, and he's going to steal that Intercontinental title from her by quote-unquote accident shortly after this match. There isn't a lot to say. The match is okay. It's fun. Yeah. It's fine.
I mean, most of the action, most of this match is just Eddie versus Val Venus.
Well, and then Chyna and Val Venus have like some extended physicality, which it's a weird time because obviously, like if Eddie hit Trish, that would feel so wrong, right? And Eddie doesn't hit Trish. Eddie's a very smart wrestler. He knows where the lines are. But when Val hits Chyna, she's portrayed as being equivalent. So it's like it doesn't. Yeah, it's just a weird time.
Well, it was, and I hate to say it, like, but I mean, as a kid, what I remember of like how Chyna was billed was more of like, well, she's basically just a guy,
right,
which is so lame,
and right and wrong and not true, but that Chyna is your new Intercontinental Champion. She had told
Eddie
right before the match that,
and I was cackling a little bit because they would wear the ladies wore like the nude colored tights.
Yes,
but like sometimes you couldn't tell if it was tights or just their skin or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the end of this match, Chyna's bottoms had kind of like rode down a little bit, so you just see like a big wad of her tight.
I almost wondered if he was doing it on purpose because Val Venus kept suplexing her.
Yeah.
And so he has to grab her tights and he keeps pulling her like pantyhose things like up. And she's just wearing these teeny tiny little panty like tights, over these nylons. And so it just, like it was a mess. She was trying to fix it during the match like several times. And now Val Venus messed it up for her pretty bad.
He did. He sure did.
Brett, I'm surprised you didn't mention this. Trish Stratus, no knee pads. Chyna, no knee pads.
Yeah, I don't like it, man. I don't. I guess I don't know. I guess it never really bothered me on the women as much for some reason.
Freak me out, man.
I don't know. The dudes have to wear them because that's just.
Otherwise, it's weird. It's just weird.
It's super weird.
Stop being weird.
Yeah.
You watch 70s wrestling, you're like, all of you need knee pads immediately.
We get a WWF New York segment next. And I really wish I could have gone to there. It was probably so boring, but
yeah.
Like, what do you think WWF New York was like on a random fucking like Tuesday,
Bunch of tourists. Just I mean, I remember it being such a big deal for a year or so.
Can I get a Coke and a slamwich? It's just the Hard Rock Hotel, but like,
what kind of slamwich can I get you guys today?
The waiter's dressed as a ref.
I was just about to say, waiter's dressed as a ref. Yeah.
Oh, well, we get a segment next. Steph is talking to some random production lady backstage. And the production lady is saying that backstage they've been trying to decide if Kurt is a hunk or a stud or something like that.
I'm just trying to figure out if he's a hunk or if he's a stud. Like,
oh my goodness.
I actually don't remember what words she uses exactly, but it was exactly as corny as what you just said. So
Steph's just like, I don't know.
And then she's like, looks both ways, and she's like, but Kurt is a really good kisser.
She did. She did. She did. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, after that.
Well, what's funny, though, in this whole story is Steph is forcefully kissed by Angle when she's clearly concussed, right?
Yes.
And Kurt is somewhat accused of being of forcing himself on her, at least by Coachman, right?
No consent.
No consent. And Hunter's mad at her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very perfect for its time. Very. I mean, that's how movies and everything.
It's always the woman's fault. Always.
Right. And the crowd later does chant slut at her mercilessly.
Yeah. Yes, they did. But we get a video package next of the beef between Taz and the announce team.
Yep.
For mostly JR.
How the mighty have fallen. Taz, who narrowly was losing a multi-man match at Backlash, who had been the first man to defeat Kurt Angle on television earlier this year.
Him out. Royal Rumble.
Is now just walking around talking about thug life.
Yeah.
And he's
thug life born, thug life bred.
When I die, I'll be thug life dead. Yeah. So Taz, basically, you can see the writing on the wall for this dude. It's over. Like, the thrill is gone. Vince has lost all hope in Taz.
I don't think Vince knew what the fuck to do with Taz.
You know what's funny? I actually was just listening to this podcast that Vince and Vince Russo sidestepped Jim Ross and signed Taz directly themselves.
Weird.
And that Vince Russo leaving for WCW is what probably doomed Taz. Because Vince Russo really wanted Taz, and then he left. And Jericho, when Jericho came over, Russo was like his biggest advocate, and then he left like 2 months after Jericho got there. So
and Jericho, yeah,
and Jericho has a very tough ride back to the top. But Taz has no ride to the top. He never even gets close. He is wrestling Jerry the King Lawler.
Yeah. And he comes out wearing a cowboy hat, sunglasses, and carrying a cane, like a blind person cane. And he's just yelling, I'm blind! I'm blind! And then, he gets to the desk and he's just like, where are you, JR? I'm blind!
Because Taz had broken a window of a car that JR was sitting in to get to Lawler.
Got glass in his eye.
And Jim Ross got glass in his eye, so that's why Taz is wearing a cowboy hat pretending to be blind. Why were we so mean about Ed Ferrara being Oklahoma when Taz did it first to JR's face? Well, he didn't pretend to have Bell's palsy to be.
Well, he's yelling at JR, and then King gets up and just pops him.
Yeah.
The match starts. Lawler actually hit a pretty good looking drop kick. Lawler didn't look bad. He was moving pretty okay.
Actually, I was so impressed. Jerry looked pretty good in this match. It's probably the last time I thought he looked good in a match.
Yeah.
But he's old as shit at this time. He's in his 50s.
Yeah. And I mean, this match, like most of the card, we were saying, like none of these were, most of these weren't long matches. Like this was another quickie.
This was 4 minutes and 21 seconds, the shortest match so far.
Yeah, Lawler hits a few middle rope fist drops.
Yep.
Hits the pile driver.
Taz kicks out like it's nothing.
Oh man, he jumps up. He hit that pile driver, and then Taz just fucking bounces right up, looks Lawler in the face and goes, "Fuck you!"
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of this match is how many times Taz would go to look at JR and just yell random shit at him.
Yeah.
Like I'm cackling at just, look at me, JR, you scumbag.
Yeah, you redneck, you hillbilly. Just like whatever New York people would think of someone from the South, I guess.
Well, he's got Jerry Lawler. He slaps him in the Taz mission, and he's just screaming at JR, calling him a redneck.
Yes, until JR can't take it anymore. And they were very clever how they did this. They showed this candy jar at ringside earlier in the night to let you know that there's this glass candy jar at ringside for some reason.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking sitting there eating fucking candy during the show. They're not.
Yeah.
And JR takes the glass candy jar and he just walks up to Taz and he smashes it in his face because the ref had been knocked out.
Yep.
And then Lawler just kind of rolls over on top of Taz and pins him. Taz doesn't look like he really lost because he was killing Jerry. But he did lose to Jerry Lawler on a pay-per-view. He's feuding with Jim Ross. This is not a good look. This is not what future world champions do, okay?
Here we go. So Taz rolls out of the ring afterwards. And
My eye!
They show him on the crowd, and you can tell he's trying not to laugh. Mm-hmm. Like, he's trying not to break, and he just keeps yelling, I got glass in my eye! I got glass in my eye!
Just very comic book bully shit.
I think I noticed. So I think JR cut himself when he smashed the.
He did,
because they show him, looking at his hand, and I was like, "Holy shit, this guy did it before Leo."
Yeah,
because in Django, when Leo smashed the glass down and cut his hand, JR method acting.
He's like, make it real glass, brother. You gotta
real glass. Cry me a river.
Cry me a river, CM Punk.
Oh, I miss Scapegoat. Where's my little goat boy?
I think he's just being saved for the right time. Right time, babe. Don't worry about it. Next match. So yes, after Taz is beaten like a movie villain, and
we get another spot where they try to interview Shane backstage, and Blackman's creeping up on him again, just kind of stalking him throughout the arena.
Yep.
So Shane just runs out to the entrance to make his way down the ramp. And this was Here Comes the Money. This was when he was still coming out to No Chance.
Right. Still comes out to Daddy's music. He's still a tolerable...
Looks like a fucking dork.
Oh, my God. Yes. But see, that's what worked about this era of Shane. He knew he was a dork.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to look legit. He was supposed to look like Daddy's douchebag son who gets by because of nepotism and the rules being bent to his advantage. And when he was doing that, he was fun. It's when he started to portray himself as a legitimate wrestler, and he's like trying to have a 5-star classic with AJ Styles at WrestleMania. That somehow is still the best match of the show because AJ Styles is better than everybody else in the WWE at the time.
Blows out both of his knees at WrestleMania.
And then books that hideous Royal Rumble where he's trying to look strong. And I mean, it's just, he's trying to make those punches look legit. It's so pathetic. Shane, you out of shape alcoholic weirdo. Stop it.
Well, him and Blackman,
yes.
Hardcore match. I mean, pretty standard hardcore match. They're hitting each other with everything. Trash cans, sticks, kendo sticks, like blah, 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 blah.
And Blackman's basically just torturing him. He's
one of my
playing
favorite
with his
parts was
food.
when he gets the strap around his fucking neck. And he's just like tossing him around with it. He gets it at one point. He gets him up on the top rope and then just fucking rips him down with the strap.
Yes. Well, and then Test and Albert are basically Shane's henchmen in this.
Yeah, and then it basically turns into a 3-on-1 handicap. Like half the match is just Blackman getting beat up by Test and Albert.
Test and Albert just beat the shit out of Blackman for Shane, right?
Oh yeah.
And it all culminates. I mean, I have a really sad perspective on this that I have to share at some point. Okay. But Brett, go ahead and describe the rest of the match.
Well, so they basically work their way up the ramp, they Blackman and Shane start climbing the fucking the Titantron, the scaffolding, and they're kind of tussling a little bit, and Blackman basically just hits him with the fucking kendo stick, and Shane just drops. Blackman jumps, hits an elbow, gets the win.
Mm-hmm. Look, this was a coordinated spot. Okay. At the time, I didn't really think much of it. Like, I thought it looked really impressive, you know.
Well, this was when a lot of us, that was the start of that becoming kind of like Shane's thing, you know, like climb the Titantron, do the big jump, you know, because it became, you know, they had the one against him and what was it, Big Show, where he hit the big top off the Titantron elbow drop, and I think that was the one where when everyone was like, okay, we like Shane a lot now, you know.
Right. The problem I have with it though is that Owen Hart died a year before this, and the way that they sold it I really didn't like, because there's a subconscious trading on, hey, this real thing happened. And the way that Lawler and Ross are being directed to behave is very similar to the way they behaved the night Owen died, where they're like, they're confused and they don't know if what they saw is real or whatever, you know? Yeah. And they've got somebody in their ear talking to them. And it's like WWE cashing in on the shock of it in a way that, as an adult 45-year-old, in hindsight, I'm not saying anything about Shane or Blackman or Lawler or Ross. Vince, gross, dude. Come on, man. Like, they could have just sold it like it was part of the show. You know what I mean? It was the sell that I didn't like. And it is very similar. The shot of Lawler sitting there listening to people in his ear like he did the night that Owen died. I just didn't like that at all. I was like,
that's fair.
How cheap can you possibly be? There's no wonder Martha Hart hates you guys.
I was 12. I didn't give a fuck. I thought it was cool shit.
I really didn't even think about it at the time either. I know, but I'm just saying, as an adult,
well, you were like
back,
27 at the time.
Jeez, fuck you. Okay, I was 20. I was 20 years old. My God.
Well, next we get one of the best matches. Well, not probably one of the best matches of the night. One of my favorite matches in wrestling. Mm-hmm. We get Chris Jericho, who was so fucking over.
Yeah.
And Benoit in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Really, really good match. As you would expect. Jericho gets caught very early in the match in a crossface and has to tap pretty quickly because, you know, you sacrifice that one fall. But usually in a 2 out of 3 falls match, there's a rest period in between falls, and there wasn't in this one.
No.
So Benoit has to release the hold, and then he just puts it right back on.
Yep. That was good. I liked how they did that.
I did too. And this is also my favorite version of Chris Benoit, where he was like, he's like a merciless thug. You know what I mean? Like, he's a real heel. He's not there to be your buddy. He's
there to hurt you.
He's not respectable. He's a gutless dickhead. And he's a mercenary. You know, he's out for himself. And Jericho's, you know, he's playing to the crowd and all that. And Benoit doesn't do any of that.
Nope.
Really good match. Jericho gets a tap out with kind of a halfway between the Lion Tamer and the walls. And then they have a really great back and forth match. On a pure wrestling level, this is the best match of the show.
Absolutely.
Just in terms of just wrestling. It's a very WCW style match. And
if we can be pretentious, it was the best technical wrestling.
It was. I mean, it's the only technical wrestling on the show, really.
Actually,
but
yeah, you're not wrong.
It's very good. And Benoit wins the third fall by... it's just really smart how they did it. Jericho goes for like a victory roll type pin, but Benoit kind of sits down on him like Owen sat on Brett, but he grabs the bottom rope and gets a cheap victory. Perfectly done. These guys basically wrestled on pay-per-view for a year. And it goes all the way to the Royal Rumble, I think, Royal Rumble 2001, where they have that ladder match where Jericho finally beats Benoit.
It's
a great ladder match. Really good ladder match.
The two of them, their rivalry in this era is, I think, some of the best in pro wrestling.
Jericho lost a lot from his biography when Benoit basically became persona non grata, because so much of
it's probably the biggest bummer about Jericho's career, you know, because it's like, I'd argue it was maybe like one of his like top. That was like a top 3 feud of his career.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
for sure.
You know, and it sucks that like it's got that stain on it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because they had been rivals in WCW as well. So I mean, you know, these guys, like, you know, they were good friends. I would say,
I mean, Benoit might have like been his number one, like,
to that point, you know, in his career. Yeah, for sure. I would say Benoit. And they, you know, this match was great, but they had even better matches after this. And so, you know, both guys kind of at the peak of their physical abilities. And
I mean, I would argue that in these, like, you know, between like 1999 and I would say, you know, like 2001, 2002, like I would say a majority of like the best matches involved Jericho.
Yeah, a lot of them did. Like, you know, when he first got to WWE, he clearly didn't understand the house style and how to work their style. Like, he disappointed a little bit. I was a huge Jericho fan. Like, when he showed up, I was so excited. But even I was a little disappointed in his first like 10 matches or so, where it just like, he didn't quite get how WWE worked yet, or WWF worked. And when he got it, he got it. Like, yeah. And him and Benoit just brought each other up big time. And this
Jericho, I know you've said it before, like, if you put him in that Triple H role, he could have been the biggest goddamn thing in pro wrestling.
100%.
I think. You know?
100%.
I think if they would have made Jericho the top guy,
if they would have run with Jericho,
I think he would have been as big as The Rock, as big as Stone Cold.
He would be a star, you know, on that level if they had put the whole company behind him. They never ever did. They never did. Even no.
You know, I mean, he was always one of the guys in the picture,
he was in the main event scene. But he was like usually the gatekeeper guy. Like, you get through Jericho to get to the biggest, baddest guy, you know, or he was like if he's a babyface, same thing. You wrestle Jericho to get to Austin or The Rock. Yeah. You wrestle Jericho to get to Triple H. You wrestle, you know, and so it was always kind of a bummer that he was used that way. Even when he was a world champion, they were never really all in on him. And it's just, I don't get it. I really don't.
I was there, Vengeance, when he won the.
That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
I was there because I was a big Jericho fan.
Yeah. I was there when he won the AEW world title. I was in attendance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, when he beat Hanger at All Out.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep. I went to Las Vegas and Chicago that year to see AEW. It was pretty cool.
I'm going to my third AEW show this year in July. Dynamite 300. That'll be my third fucking AEW show this year.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm going to Collision this Saturday.
Yeah, you are.
And then Collision and Dynamite on next Wednesday. So I'm feeling pretty stoked.
Oh, you're doing that both? Hell yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing a Collision and then they're doing a combined show. I don't know if it'll be a 4-hour block or Collision will be taped. I hope it's taped. But we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, great match, really fun match. It's only 13 minutes long. They got a best 2 out of 3 falls match in 13 minutes, and it's the longest match to this point on the show.
And I'd argue, and I mean, the best match up to this point. I wouldn't argue it is.
Certainly the best match.
If you want to look sexy as fuck, go to sickosclub.com/merch and get you some.
Coming up now.
Yeah.
We have, and I'm going to be completely goddamn honest. Like I've said it before, these were the matches that made me as hardcore of a wrestling fan as I am. Like, tag team wrestling is my favorite, and it is because I came of age during the TLC era.
Yep.
So we get the first TLC match of Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys. Tables. ladders, and chairs.
Oh my.
In the Hardys' hometown. No, not, they're from Cameron.
They're from Cameron, but I mean, as close as you're going to get to the Hardys' hometown. Because Cameron's
North
small.
Carolina's like this big.
Yeah. Well, geographically, it's kind of big.
It's like half an inch on the map.
You just live in California. Shut up.
Well, no, I just wanted to. I watched Life Aquatic last night or the other night, and when they're looking at the map, and he's like, they're saying, well, "Why did you go this way into uncharted waters?" He's like, "Well, that's only an inch on the map, and the other one's at least an inch and a half."
He's got the killer eyes.
I've been making my mom watch Wes Anderson movies with me this week.
I love Wes Anderson movies.
Me too. We watched Royal Tenenbaums last night.
Basically, Rushmore, Royal Tenenbaums, and Life Aquatic.
That was the first one we watched.
Those are my movies. Like, I love those films. They're just like Gene Hackman and Royal Tenenbaums. They're
oh my god, so
magical, magical comedy performance.
My favorite. My top three of his, or I'll just do four. It would probably go Rushmore number 1, Moonrise Kingdom number 2, Life Aquatic number 3, and then Tenenbaums 4.
I've never seen Moonrise Kingdom.
It's so goddamn good.
I've heard that. I've heard it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Wes Anderson I haven't seen, but like.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any of his like animated stuff. Darjeeling Limited I didn't love. French Dispatch was good.
Okay. Well, I'll check it out.
So was the hotel one, whatever that was.
Yeah, I forget what that one was.
The one with Ralph Fiennes.
Right.
Ralph. Is it Ralph?
Yeah.
Or Ray Fiennes? Rafe? How do you say his name?
Ralph.
It's Ralph Fiennes? No.
Fiennes. Isn't it? Fiennes? I don't know. Why are you asking me? I don't know shit.
I don't know. Fucking Francis Dollarhide.
It's Ralph Fiennes. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh. He played Francis Dollarhide.
Okay.
You know who that is?
TLC match with the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian, Brett.
Do you know who Francis Dollarhide was?
No.
He was the killer in Red Dragon.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Before the prequel to Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Have you not seen Red Dragon?
I have seen Red Dragon.
Remember, he's got Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he's, do you see?
Yes.
I'm changing. This is her changing. Do you see?
So the TLC match that happened in the Hardys' hometown, Brett.
Not their hometown. Cameron is their hometown.
Is close to their home. We've already done this whole bit. All right.
I met the Hardy Boys in the year 2000.
Really?
Yeah, at a mall.
Did they give you drugs? Did they ask for drugs?
No, they signed my 8x10 that I had to purchase there.
Nice.
Yeah. I wore my little stockings on my arms.
That's cool.
Like the Hardys did.
Yeah. I could totally see you doing that.
I did that. I'm the kid who wore the Devon Get the Tables long sleeve shirt and red camel pants to school every day for a month. Hi, folks. I have autism.
Yeah. Hyperfixation. Okay. So, anyway, the TLC match. This match is not their best TLC match. Okay. I think that
within the first 5 minutes, we want table chance.
They waste no fucking time just getting right into it in this match.
Setting up the furniture.
What I would say about
fixing the feng shui
is that Edge and Christian are the MVPs of this match by far, because they take a lot of bumps, and Christian takes really hellacious ones. They don't take the biggest bumps. That's for the Hardys and the Dudleys because they're going to lose, right?
Yep. But we get Bubba goes through 4 tables stacked on each other, which
it was
at
an
12
awesome
years
spot.
old, I had never seen shit like this in wrestling before, you know? So
well, and he's like legit 300 pounds at the time too. Like he's a big boy.
But this was, so I hadn't found ECW yet, right? Because 1999 was the year that I really got into pro wrestling, you know, and but I was only watching WWE or F or whatever. But seeing these matches was when I became the sicko that I am today.
100%. I could totally understand that. And also, this is like WWE being better than ECW at this point, where it's like what you see in this match is 6 guys being given the ball and running with it. Like just running with it. Which WWE,
even they, you know, like from reading, you know, accounts from these gentlemen at the time and hearing them talk in interviews about it. I mean, they really did it was kind of like, let's just go fucking nuts. Like let's just go out there and do this how we did in our backyards when we were learning, you know?
I feel like Edge and Christian are running traffic in this match a lot. And the spots are immaculate that they pull off. There's I mean, it's dumb to even try and describe most of them, but Christian takes a Bubba Bomb off a ladder.
Oh, and it looks gnarly.
There's no way it can't be gnarly. He lands on his ass. That would compress your spine in ways I can't even imagine. It looks so painful. Even Bubba, and Bubba's got meat to land on. Christian doesn't, okay?
Yeah.
Like, Christian looks bony compared to Bubba. Yep. Like, this is a brutal looking spot. And as an older person, you know, I'm not 20 watching this match now. I'm 45 watching this match. Like, holy shit.
No, my back hurts. My back hurts. Because I got it on in the background right now, and I just watched Jeff Hardy miss a swanton through the table off the ladder.
Boy.
On the fucking outside of the ring.
And also, I realize why Matt Hardy walks like a horse, like he just rode a horse now, is like the way he lands on his leg drop from the ladder. That's exactly how he walks. His legs are like spread that same distance. Yeah. And I'm like, that's why he walks that way. Wow, it's that leg drop. But you're just watching 6 young people age 10 years in one match. Like, but Edge and Christian, I can't say enough about these guys. Their match layout is impeccable. And I'm sure everybody was involved. I'm not saying they came up with all of it, but it feels like they're the ones keeping everything on track. And like the bumps are unbelievable, and everybody deserves a ton of credit for that.
Well, Edge and Christian, you know, they were, I mean, love the Hardy Boys, you know, they weren't real technical though. They were high spots. That was their thing. Their thing was the crazy high flyer shit, you know?
Well, I think Edge and Christian up to this point really didn't have a huge identity of their own. They had just
they were fantastic wrestlers.
They were a really good tag team. They were just like a really solid tag team. They didn't, that I remember, you know, they weren't like in a standard match, they weren't doing a ton of high spots. They were just like dynamic, good-looking young dudes.
For the time, I'd say people were considering that the high flyers.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
because it was like, you know, the stuff where Jeff would do the run and jump off Matt's back.
The Hardys were high flyers for sure.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying Edge and Christian were.
No.
My bad.
I'm saying because in this match, Edge and Christian were the actual technical wrestlers of the trio of teams, because the Hardys were kind of just high fun spots, you know, and gimmick. And the Dudleys were kind of just, you know, we're going to slam you through tables and call you a faggot. Like,
well, I mean, yes, there is some of that. There is also a spot where Jeff Hardy's climbing a ladder, and I believe it's deep, and Matt Hardy is trying to retrieve a ladder at the same time. Jeff gets pushed over sideways off the ladder, falls back first on the top of the ladder, and it smacks Matt right in the face. Unbelievable, painful looking spot for both guys. Like
the one that got me, man, was Christian when he went backwards off the ladder through a table.
Insane.
Like
insane. And he doesn't turn his head. Like
no.
it's crazy. And Matt Hardy does that in a big spot later.
Yeah.
Which is how he's eliminated from the match.
But we get towards the end here.
Yeah.
And
you see the birth of Team Extreme.
Yeah, because Edge and Christian are both trying to make their slow climb, and outruns Lita for the save, tips the ladder over. Woo. They both take a nutter on the top rope.
Yes, they took a nutter.
Matt gets the ladder, goes to set it up, and this is when we get Matt Hardy going off the ladder.
Yes. Devon tips him backwards off a ladder. So the ladder goes backwards.
Right, that's it. It wasn't Christian that I was thinking of. It's Matt Hardy. It's right
Matt
here.
Hardy, yeah. So he goes backwards while still on the ladder. The ladder's being tipped backwards, and Matt is flung when it bounces off the top rope. He's flung through 2 tables. It's insane. It's an insane bump.
And you've got to think, if he had been a little bit higher on that ladder, he's hitting the back of his head on the.
That's what I'm saying. It's a scary bump.
Well, even scarier right after is Edge spears Lita, and it looks like she smacks her head on the back of a ladder.
I couldn't tell if she actually hit the ladder, but Edge is talking to her to see if she really did. I think Edge is like, I hope I didn't hurt you. Are you okay? Like, like you can tell he's
camera, like, it happens just out of view with the camera, but
right?
Like the camera goes back to her like the second after she hits, and it's like she's holding her head, and there's a ladder right next to her head. So you're like, oh shit!
It's really hard to tell. I mean, she did make contact with the ladder, but I'm not sure if it's like she hit the ground and then skidded into the ladder, or if she landed on it. And there's a big difference, but but I think she hit the ground and then skidded into it. Edge is checking on her.
While this is happening, Jeff and Devon are climbing up the ladder.
Awesome. Awesome.
They rip the ladder out from under them, and they're both kind of hanging, and Devon drops, and then Edge and Christian just take a ladder and chuck it,
smacking Jeff with it.
They kind of just toss it at Jeff, and he just falls off. But that allows them to set their own ladder up, make the climb. Edge and Christian are your tag team champions.
Didn't they win every TLC match that
they sure fucking did?
I thought that was a cool touch that they won all of them. Like,
hated it as a kid.
I loved it because I was just like, that is how real sports are, though. You know, like sometimes somebody's just better than everybody else, or they're better at that style of match. They're more strategic.
And you know what's funny about them being the team that won all the TLC matches is, I would argue they were the lamest weapon out of the TLC. They were the chair guys, you know.
They were the chair guys
because it felt very much like the Hardys were the ladder guys. The Dudleys were the table guys. You guys did chairs.
But the story is that the Dudleys and the Hardys are too reckless to beat these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that these guys outthink them. And I love that that's the story. And like, I do have a moral to the story here. Okay.
This is arguably not, I mean, this is kind of when Edge starts becoming known for the opportunism in him, you know? I mean, that was really, really sold with the Money in the Bank thing. But, you know, you're right. The big thing with Edge and Christian was they were just the smartest ones. They were the technically smart ones. They knew when to pick their spots, let the other two teams wear each other out with tables and ladders and all that shit. And we're just going to sneak in at the end and get that win.
Yep. And what I would say is, look,
it's a tortoise in the hare.
You guys may not like Bully Ray, and I sure as hell don't. Okay. I can't stand the guy. All right. The Dudleys didn't suck. Okay.
No.
They were really, really, really good. Okay. And these matches
They're my favorite tag team of all time.
All 6 of these guys are legends, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they made their legend in this match. And the other, I think they had 2 more.
Yep, WrestleMania X7.
Which is the
and
best
then
one,
I think they did one at X8.
Yeah. So, say what you will about Bully Ray the Man. He is a douchebag. I don't like him. He's a fucking loser. But he was a great wrestler. And this match is one reason why he's a legend. And you can't take that away from him. No matter what stupid shit he says now.
Still my favorite tag team of all time.
Yeah, they're on my list for sure. I actually don't know who my favorite tag. I'm probably the Young Bucks, but
yeah.
All right, that's TLC. Fantastic match, and not even the best one they did. So
nope.
What's next is actually one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life.
We have, being accompanied by Al Snow, the Cat, versus being accompanied by Perry. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. It's the Cat versus Terry in a Stinkface match.
Accompanied by...
Both women are in the skimpiest underwear imaginable. Most of the match is them slamming each other's head on the mat because that's how women's wrestling was in the 2000s.
Horrible bumps that don't look remotely realistic.
I did find it funny that every time one of the women would do a scoop slam, a scoop slam, they called it a crotch slam.
And JR's like, oh, she's grabbing deep in the crotch on that one, like setting Jerry Lawler up to just be a pervert.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is a Stinkface match, okay? So
you win by delivering a stink face to your opponent, which, if you don't know, the stink face is when your opponent is seated in the bottom corner and you just rub your ass in their face. And
the implication from having 2 petite women like this do this is, oral sex of some type or another, right?
Yeah, you get a face full of tuna.
Yeah. So the Cat wins. It's a stupid match.
Yep.
Basically, the ref gets distracted by Perry Saturn. Al Snow throws head in. She knocks Terry out with head, throws her out, drags her to the corner, gives her the stink face. Then at the end of the match, Al Snow's holding her up on his shoulders.
Flips her around.
Then flips her around like he's
munching box.
And she looks very surprised. It's like low-grade sexual assault.
Yeah.
He puts her down laughing like, haha, I gotcha. It's so, and Jerry Lawler, who is married to this woman, is laughing hysterically.
He goes to give her a high five and she kind of like blows it off. Like
she looks mad at him. She looks legit mad at him.
Oh,
it's horrible. I hate every second of it. This is the worst of WWE in this time, in my opinion. It's just awful. I'm so glad women are not treated this way anymore. Yeah. Holy shit. Just awful. Awful. So we go from this cinematic masterpiece into an advertisement for The Rock's sunglasses. If you send a copy of your cable bill to this address, you'll get
ugly
these cheap fucking $1 dollar store sunglasses with the Brahma Bull on them. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Like, you could buy the Rikishi's yellow sunglasses too, which were just like random gas station yellow sunglasses. Like, but they would sell them on WWF.com for like $40. Like, yeah. And I want to be clear. I like dollar store sunglasses. All right. I've been known to buy them when I didn't need to wear real glasses. That's where I get mine, because they're all fucking made by the same company anyway. Yeah. And they're all going to break. I'm going to lose them anyway. So, like, you know, if I only paid $1 for them, who cares? Yeah. But, you know, so I don't have anything against buying cheap sunglasses, but these, you know, WWE's like, so like somebody's gonna, and somebody, I'm sure many people. Isn't that a ZZ Top song, Cheap Sunglasses? Yeah, it is. Gotta get yourself some cheap sunglasses. But yeah, so we move on.
It's main event time.
It's not. It's not main event time.
What?
It's the greatest story the WWE ever told, which is Kane versus the Undertaker, which ain't even a real match.
No, it's literally just Undertaker and Kane beating the shit out of each other.
This is out of shape beer gut Undertaker. He looks like shit.
You've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake.
I hate that song so much. It's just such grandpa rock, dude. Like, it's not dad rock, it's grandpa rock. It's
grandpa rock.
Yeah, it makes Undertaker look so uncool. And
well, now obviously now it would be
great grandpa rock.
Great. Well, no, it would be grandpa rock because like rock from like the 90s and 2000s.
That's
like
dad rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the dad rock guy now. My dad's grandpa rock. But anyway, so he obviously came out to Rollin' and they took it out and added fake crowd noise and added his big evil company owned theme. It sucks. It's terrible. He comes out on the bike. He looks like shit. He's wearing a denim shirt tucked into
Can I read you
pleather pants?
The lyrics of one of the verses to Undertaker's theme song.
Can you sing it?
A cheap shot. That's the way you play the game. I was blindsided.
That's the way you play the game.
Will never ever be the same. Nice guys. It said they always finish last, but badasses are always kicking assholes' ass.
That's Did Undertaker write the song?
You're gonna pay.
Did Undertaker write the song? Because somebody stupid wrote those lyrics. Wow. Badasses always kicking assholes' asses.
I liked the American Badass. I'm not gonna lie.
You gotta pay.
You gotta remember, this was right around when I was getting into it for like super hardcore, and so I thought he was badass. I mean, he came to the ring on a motorcycle.
Did you think the flag was badass at the time? You were younger than me.
Flag?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't give a shit.
But like him coming out on a Harley with the flag and shit, did you think that was cool?
I mean,
it's okay if you did.
Not the flag part. I like the motorcycle.
I didn't like any of it. I thought it was corny.
He only came out with the flag once, didn't he?
I don't know.
I think it was only that WrestleMania because
his name was the American Badass.
Well, yeah, but when I was like 12 years old, I didn't care about patriotism and hoorah. I was just like, oh, American Badass, you know?
That's true.
The motorcycle guy.
Yeah. Well, this is before he was even in very good shape.
I was him for Halloween as the American Badass one year because my mom had a leather trench coat. And so I was a kid, so it fit.
It was like a duster.
I wore that. The long leather duster with the button-up blue shirt and the black jeans. And I had a wig and a bandana. Yeah.
And you had the red hair.
I did. I wore a wig, though.
Oh, you wore a wig. Okay.
Yeah, and I drew on the goatee.
Can you post a picture on the socials for the people to see of this?
I don't think I have a picture. We weren't a big picture-taking family.
We weren't either. Mine wasn't either.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of pictures of me.
We don't like to... We wanted people to forget that we were there.
Yeah. Junior high through high school, I don't have a lot of, like, pictures of me other than, like, school pictures.
We're the real lost generation.
We are, dude.
Do you see how I folded myself into us being part of the same generation so I don't seem so old?
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. Anyway, Undertaker and Kane.
Blade's a granddad, though.
If my kid ends up having a kid, I mean, she's 23 years old. She could.
You have a kid?
A step kid.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Jesus Christ. That's a kid.
Well, Undertaker rips Kane's mask off.
Yeah. These were the children of somebody else in kayfabe.
Yeah.
And Undertaker had been turned on by Kane just 10 days prior, as the corny-ass video before this showed us. And
Kane turned him on?
Yeah, he turned him on. And He probably did.
That's called incest.
There's a reason he kept coming back. You know what I mean?
Well, he kept coming, didn't he?
He kept coming back. You know, the thin the thin skin line.
We're making incest jokes on a Monday.
Yeah. Borderline necrophiliac.
Yeah, because Undertaker's dead.
Yeah, Undertaker's dead. Being killed by his brother. Again, it's like, is Kane really doing anything wrong? His brother's already dead.
Undertaker's just a bully, man.
Kane, God damn it, I can't even make a Kane as the babyface joke because he's a
Taker was a bully, man, just beating up on his little brother all the time.
This is why Kane is the way he is.
Yeah.
Without Undertaker, we wouldn't have Mega.
It's called trauma.
Okay. The bell never rings. They just fight and
half
brawl.
Of the match, Kane only has half a mask.
Yeah, Undertaker's just determined to rip his mask off, and at one point says, he looks at somebody in the crowd and he goes, I'm going to rip his fucking mask off, and they bleep it, or they like mute it or whatever.
Not quite as cool as Danielson's kick his fucking head in.
No, nothing he does is as cool as anything Danielson does. Danielson takes a shit, and it's better than Undertaker's best match, okay?
Ooh, that's big words.
Well, it's true. Like, Danielson's match has a more competitive contest with the toilet than Undertaker can with a human being. You can direct your hate mail to Brett. She's a host. She wanted me to say this.
Bring it on.
So, pile drive fascism, baby. So Mark Calloway just should never have spoken, you know?
Yeah.
If he had just shut the fuck up, I'd still be a fan of The Undertaker.
Same.
You know? I just wouldn't know any better.
Same.
I miss those days.
I'd still be a fan of Kane if he didn't run for office.
Jesus Christ. Man, Hangman
goddamn.
burned his... It's just watching two future skinhead morons feel
beat
like
each other up.
In kind of the piss break match before the main event, which was honestly probably supposed to be the Stinkface match, but that match sucked so bad that it didn't even go long enough to take a piss. Like, you were like in mid piss when that match ended, you know?
Well, you go to piss during that match, and then you get back, and
you just started peeing when that match ended, so they had to give you another match.
Yeah.
So some people could take a dump too, like, you know.
Well, or if you wanted one last beer or hot dog.
Yeah, they're like, we with Southie Corps, we stopped serving before the main event.
At
Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah.
So the Chargers' biggest rival was always, the Raiders. Like, Chargers
before
and
they
Raiders
moved to Vegas, like little
Chargers and Raiders fucking hate each other. And their Charger Raider games were always known for some kind of violence in the crowd, fights, blah, 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 blah. And so, before they moved to LA, like, you would go to Charger games, and if it was a Charger Raider game, they would stop selling alcohol at halftime because of how many fights would break out.
They're like, don't sell any more alcohol or sausage. Okay. These guys cannot, they will stink this place up if you keep selling the sausage. They will kill someone if you keep selling alcohol.
How crazy is that, though? Like, these two fan bases hate each other so much that we can't serve them booze after halftime because they'll kill each other.
Kind of the bummer about being from Seattle is we have no real sports rivals. Like, they tried to manufacture a rivalry between the Mariners and the Padres at one point, and it's like, nobody cares.
I do love that Ken Griffey.
Well, who didn't love the Ken Griffey? Love the Ken Griffey. That's the Iron Sheik's alternate opposite.
Love the Ken Griffey. Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan. Love the Ken Griffey.
Anyway,
Taker
ends up getting the mask all the way off.
He gets it all the way off. You get kind of a shot of Kane's face, actually.
Little tiny bit between the hair. It's because he's walking away covering his face. But he actually backs up into Undertaker's motorcycle and it startles him, and his hand comes away for a minute.
Yeah. And you can see it's Glenn Jacobs for sure. Then this becomes the focal point of Kane's character from here on out. He is just people are trying to take his mask constantly until they finally do.
Yep. And that, which is hilarious. Okay, so what always killed me about that was when he unmasked, he had like half of his head shaved and like black face paint on like under his eyes, and they made his face look like it was all ashed and burned. And then they just did it any other time he came out.
Okay, so here's I actually liked that because the reason I like that is they did explain that he psychologically thinks that he's deformed, but he's not.
Right, which I think would have worked if when they took the mask off, he didn't look crazy. Like
he did have the little ashy stuff on his face that first night, but the stuff on his eyes he always wore because that's just like to make his mask look cooler. But like
right. The half-shaved head, like.
All right, Brett. Enough about the mega guys, okay?
It's main event time.
As pro mega as you are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very pro mega Brett.
Yeah, let me get one of them Trump phones.
Yeah.
Even though they used to bitch at us about Obama phones. So.
Yeah, whatever. Or a tan suit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So
better days.
Much better days. So it's main event time.
We get Steph and Triple H backstage. Triple H is getting his knee pads on. Steph's talking to her mom, our Department of Education secretary, on the mobile phone that has an antenna.
They show Kurt making a call.
Yeah,
and then her phone starts ringing,
and she says it's her mom.
Yes, and it's a phone where you have to pull out the antenna.
Yeah. And so Triple H is like, "Hey,
let me talk to your mom.
Let me talk to her." And so she hands him the phone, and Kurt hangs up.
He's like, "Your mom just hung up on me." Your mom, future Department of Education Secretary Linda McMahon, just hung up on me.
Who's about to hang up on the education of our youth. See what I did there?
Yes. Wow.
That was good. Come on.
It was good.
Come on.
Good.
Come on.
It was good.
Well, give me a chuckle. That's all right. That'll work. I'll take that. Thanks, buddy. So now we have got The Rock versus the Fuckboys.
Yes.
Triple threat match.
Yeah.
Of Dwayne The Rock Johnson versus Kurt the American Hero Angle and Triple H the Nazi.
Yeah. And Kurt, I mean.
Yeah. Well, this was actually a fun match. I said it was a fun match.
It was fun. So this is actually a really interesting match because something goes horribly wrong very early into this match. So it's a triple threat. The Rock is the world champion, and Kurt and Hunter are fighting.
Which he won at Backlash from Triple H.
Well, which we covered. And it's a triple threat. Kurt's in the ring. Says the only regret he has is that he didn't try to kiss Stephanie much sooner. The game comes running out. They start brawling. Hunter is about to pedigree Angle through the table. He's about to jump, and the table breaks.
Yep.
And Angle falls on his fucking face, right on the top of the table in the floor.
Yeah.
And he is out. Like I got to give it to Levesque. He really does take care of him in this moment.
He did.
Where
he did.
He's like, he's fucked up. Like, I'm going to figure out how to stall for time. And so,
well, they get a stretcher out.
They get the stretcher. The medical team's there.
Kurt Angle basically disappears for most of the match.
Well, right. So The Rock, then his music hits. I'm not sure if he was supposed to come out during this time or not, but he comes down, and him and Levesque basically just have a singles match because that's all they can do. And Angle's taken out on a stretcher. He's clearly actually out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter actually comes and
tries to pull him back.
And just, working punches him a few times just to make it look good, to sell the dynamism of the feud.
till The Rock comes to join and pull Triple H back to the ring, where we do get mostly just a Triple H versus The Rock match.
And it's that part's okay. Like, it's fine. Their Backlash match is much better. But, like,
1,000 times,
a lot more fun. And you can also tell that they're, like, winging it at this point.
Yeah.
So there's people at ringside that aren't supposed to be there, but they're having to relay messages. So, like, Sergeant Slaughter's telling the ref shit. Rock and Hunter are talking to each other a lot during pinfalls and stuff.
Yep.
I was actually very impressed with both of these guys because they really did. I mean, it's so clear. They're undergoing a complete change of course. You cut to the back, and Steph is talking to Kurt and asking him to go help Hunter for her.
Me, Kurt.
Do it for me,
Do
Kurt.
it for me.
Kurt comes running down the aisle to the point where, like, you wouldn't know that he actually was concussed.
Right.
What he accomplishes in this match with the concussion, I don't want to brag about it because he had a concussion he shouldn't have been working, but it was 2000. We didn't know the same things we know now. What Kurt manages to pull off, he wrestles 5 minutes of a match out on his feet pretty much. And
it didn't look bad.
It looked great. I mean, you wouldn't know that he was really concussed at all. Like, he looks.
No, Rock hits him with a big old rock bottom.
Yep.
They linked arms perfectly on that. Like, I mean, Kurt just looked like Kurt Angle wrestling.
Yeah. Yep. And basically the end comes where Levesque hits a pedigree on the Rock, and he's about to go for the pin, and Angle had helped him set up the Rock for the pin. And then Angle pulls him out of the ring to try and take the pin for himself. A series of goofs happen after that. Angle sledgehammers Triple H, I think, right?
Yeah, because, Steph slides it in to give it to Hunter, and then Angle kicks it out of the way, or kicks Hunter out of the way, grabs the sledgehammer,
takes
Triple H and him are kind of like jostling a little bit, and then Hunter goes to...
Oh, that's right. And Hunter goes to punch
ducks,
Angle, and he punches Steph. And she does the, like, dead, knocked out, like, like the most ridiculous looking... Yeah, she starfishes, exactly. Chocolate starfishes. But she's totally knocked out. Hunter's like, what the fuck? And then Angle, I think, takes him out. Rock hits the Rock bottom on Angle, I think. And then Angle rolls out of the ring.
Slaps him out of the ring.
Oh, that's right. Okay. He slaps him out of the ring. And then
Rock hits the elbow.
Does the people's elbow, jumping over Steph and Hunter. And it drops it on Hunter. 1, 2, 3.
The Rock is still your WWF champion. And I gotta say, man, I don't care how you feel about the dude now. I'm wearing a Rock shirt right today because as a kid, man, it was so cool hearing his music at the end of a pay-per-view and seeing him on that turnbuckle with the strap in the air. Like, God damn it. I loved seeing that as a kid, man.
Well, and he climbs the set piece on his way out, too. He climbs to the top of one of the little half globes and holds it up again. And, he was great in this match. I honestly, as much as I hate to, I got to give it up to Levesque. He really adapted in a big time. Major hats off to Kurt Angle for somehow managing to get through this match and look competent and not like they didn't baby him through it. Like, they might have been reminding him of what he was supposed to do, but like, because I've heard the story, he's backstage asking what they want him to do, and then they tell him, and then like 30 seconds later he asks them again. So what'd you want me to do? Like, that's how out of it he was. And so for like when he dodges the punch and Hunter hits Stephanie, like, it looks perfect. Really very fun match. It's all the drama of the story. It's really not about the title. It's about The Rock is actually just the supporting character.
He is. Yeah. I mean, the main like story in this was the budding feud between Triple H and Kurt Angle.
And they don't want you to cheer either one of them, which is also interesting.
So you put The Rock in there.
Right. So you put The Rock in there. And this is Helmsley at the height of his physical prowess, when he's the best in the ring that he's ever going to be before he blows his quad out the next year.
When the match ends, Rock gets, climbs up on the little structure, and then he's done. We see Kurt grab Stephanie and carry her to the back while Triple H is still in the ring.
Like, I took your woman. Yeah.
And as he's walking back, he's got a little smirk on his face.
Yep.
Gross.
Very disgusting use of Stephanie for several years. Triple H is married to Stephanie because he drugged her.
Vince pushed an angle for him and Steph to be incestuous.
And Stephanie has confirmed it. She confirmed that she
no
said no.
wonder he loves Daddy Trump.
It's crazy. Anyway, good pay-per-view overall, I'd say. Pretty
it was
solid.
fun.
The undercard was
not
very
the best wrestling you're ever going to see, but it sure was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I would say as far as pure wrestling, you want Jericho Benoit. As far as probably the best actual, most exciting match of the show, it's the TLC by a mile. And then the main event. I would say those are the top three matches. TLC first, Jericho Benoit second, and then the triple threat.
And, the opening match had great wrestling in it. The Too Cool RTC match.
It did. And it was cool to see Stevie Richards actually look like a threat for once in WWE. Even though he would quickly slide back
Eddie
down.
And Val, Eddie, Val,
scale.
Chyna, and Trish. There was good wrestling in there. Yeah,
that's a fun match. It's a fun match. Look, anytime Eddie is just up to some bullshit, it's hilarious. Eddie's so good at. He was really good at the bullshit. He also was the best wrestler in the world at the time. So it's just kind of convenient that he was the best at everything. I would say, as much as I love Chris Jericho, as much as I was a fan of Chris Benoit before I knew he was a terrible human being, Eddie Guerrero was better than all of them at kind of everything. The one thing that I have regrets about with Stone Cold and Eddie was they teased feuding with each other before Austin had to retire. And Austin walked out before they could start the feud.
That would have been a fun one.
But that would have been amazing. But that's it. That's SummerSlam 2000, baby.
Man.
No idea what we're doing next week, what horror you're going to
suggest
this is your
me choice. To. You get to pick.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll think of something good.
Well, I guess you'll have to stay tuned and find out next week, friends.
Yeah. Do I go with an ECW? Do I go with a WCW?
You could, homie, you could pick Juggalo Championship Wrestling for all I care. Okay, bye!
Sickos Club.